Alright, here we go. I tried to do this before, like multiple episodes of Humorous Modes ago, where I did the pre-shows for Heat, Metal, and Velocity. Instead of doing like 2 matches, 3 matches, something like that, we're just gonna do 1 match for the pre-show, so I won't have to keep recapping them in regular shows. For this episode of Heat, we have Sheamus taking on Silas Young. This is just gonna be just gonna be 1 match here for Heat. I have done a Heat episode before, and Metal episode, and a Velocity episodes like twice for each. So yeah, I'm trying to do it again, just so more variety, I guess, instead of just doing recaps for matches on Heat. For matches over on Raw. I don't know, but we'll probably build up more storyline. But for this one, we're not gonna build up no storyline at all. It's just gonna be a random matchup between Sheamus and Silas Young, because these two guys don't get showcased all that much as I would like for them to do on Raw. So I don't know. Some way, somehow, I will be able to book them into something. Perhaps after SummerSlam. I don't know. And I sneezed. That one came out there. So I'm gonna do the same thing for Metal before we do an ECW episode. Same thing for Velocity before I do a SmackDown episode as well. And then for Superstars main event NXT, they stay with their highlights because I just don't want to do voiceovers. I should probably done highlights for this now that I think about it. It's a way better idea for me to do highlights for this now that I think about it. I didn't think about it, but now it makes much more sense. I feel like an idiot. Anyway, nah. There's gonna be doing voiceovers for this guy. So Sheamus takes down Silas Young. And well, ladies and gentlemen, next episode of Universe Mode will be the actual Raw episode. This is the pre-show for Raw here tonight. And we are gonna do a SummerSlam pre-show because SummerSlam is gonna be a major match card. So instead of it like having like 10 matches, in reality it's gonna have 13. But 13 or 14 matches are there. But 3 or 4 of them will be on the pre-show. Raw, SmackDown, and ECW respectively. If there is 3 matches on the pre-show, then it's gonna be equally spelled, and if there's not, well, then there's gonna be one more brand that has one more match than all the others. Let's check here. Yeah, 10 matches on the regular SummerSlam pay-per-view. Yeah, 3 matches. First matchup will be brought to you by SmackDown. Second one will be having Raw, and the third match of the pre-show, the main event of the SummerSlam pre-show, will be represented by ECW. And then there's gonna be 2 things for ECW that's not happening. 1 thing for Raw and 1 thing for SmackDown, specifically important in the storyline that's not going to happen at SummerSlam, because it's all going to accumulate to an end in the go-home shows. And some other stuff will probably not, because it's going to build some more in-depth, and it's not going to be able to happen at the pay-per-view. I shall get into more on that later, once we do the Raw episode. SummerSlam pay-per-view has 10 matches. SmackDown, of course, they'll main event it because SmackDown superstar Cesaro, he won the King of the Ring tournament in the 4v4v4 tournament. 4 for SmackDown, 4 for ECW, 4 for Raw. It was SmackDown who won. It was Cesaro who won. And so he makes SmackDown have the main event. So he challenges for the World Title in the main event SummerSlam. But we shall go into more on that in SmackDown episodes once we actually do that. And anyway, Silas Young keeping Sheamus pretty grounded here. Silas Young, he hasn't had the best of careers here. He's just really been one of those superstars that we just used to take up a match. For example, he has gotten a couple victories here. Like, for example, he has defeated Brian Cage, but then again, Brian Cage, the CPU made Brian Cage forfeit. I don't know if that was something that happened. Brian Cage, of course, now over on NXT. I was thinking of putting Silas Young on NXT as well, but no. Our NXT roster is actually fairly not all that big, but starting to like expand a little bit more to the point where I don't want to expand all that much. So no more NXT additions, to be fair. Also, not to mention, we have a way better storyline depth. I do have a way better storyline depth for NXT because it's a smaller roster size. It's not all that small, but it's smaller than like the 30 I have here for Raw, ECW, and SmackDown. Or like 20 or 25, and then including the tag teams, which count as more than singles competitors. So yes. So that's not all that well, but it's like 20 singles competitors, 25 singles competitors, and then the tag teams, which don't count as singles competitors. And Sheamus with the victory roll. 2 sides. Young trying to get a nice victory here. There's not gonna be no progression in storyline. There's not gonna be no segments, no promos for this episode of Heat, or at least for future episodes for other pre-shows. Yes. But not for Heat, because, I don't know, I couldn't think of anything to do for this episode of Heat. So we'll probably just do all the other ones that I actually wanted to do on Raw and keep it on Raw. I was thinking of transitioning one of them over to Heat, but no. And Sheamus with a splash off the top rope after Silas Young misses his shot off the top rope. And now Sheamus, the Celtic Warrior, with the upper hand here. Boston Crab over to Silas Young. Sheamus, he's been having pretty interesting road here. And Universe mode. He's had a couple matches against Tyson Kidd. Tyson Kidd has now actually been added over to NXT as well. So their whole like one-on-one singles competition that they always have can't really happen with Sharma Sound, Big Cass. They still have one-on-one matches occasionally because of reasons. Anyway, now Young gets picked up by, okay, never mind, Young with the counter to Sheamus and Silas Young. Of course, don't count him out. He was in the rivalry with Sami Zayn a couple weeks back. He did lose the rivalry though, and he did lose their whole rivalry end off at the at the Raw exclusive Sealed Fate pay-per-view, which was back in week 12, where Zayn defeated him in under a minute or in under 2 minutes. So yes, not a great end off for Silas Young, which is why he's been mostly working these Heat circuits. As Sheamus with the brogue kick, he's not gonna go for a pin because CPU is an idiot. Instead, go for a Boston Crab, as he now has the upper advantage here on Silas Young. Sheamus, he's been the worker of this matchup. Hopefully this victory could propel him to a place where he actually wants to be here in Universe mode. A place where, you know, he could actually be, I guess, important. I really don't know. But we shall see. As Young now, the small package to Sheamus. Easy victory here. Gonna try and steal one here, Silas Young. And Silas Young does. The small package inside cradle pin by Silas Young. He picks up the victory here tonight, as we now are staring at black screen like always before the end of my videos. And there you go, Silas Young, he picks a win to, well, he picks a win to get things going well. Well, we're not necessarily staring at a black screen. I said that because I actually need to add in the picture for where it says Raw up next. So I need to add in that picture, and then we're not going to be staring at a black screen, but yeah. Anyway, there you go. That was Heat, that was pre-show, yada yada. That was the hype up to the Raw episode, which will be uploaded immediately after this, because I am just going to figure a way out to, I don't know, it's just going to be uploaded after Heat, of course, immediately after. So yeah, that's how that's going to work out. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye.